Hi everyone, coming to you from the woods on a gray, misty day. It's so beautiful in here. I wanted to share a little bit about something I wrote in my recent newsletter about cultivating compassion. Actually, I was putting together this newsletter and I don't consider myself a very good writer at all. In fact, I think I have some old beliefs and some insecurity about my writing, and sometimes I think I'm too simple, and I like talking. But anyway, I'm working with somebody who's helping me a lot with editing and helping me flesh out ideas more. And I already was trying to write about something that I'm noticing during this period of stay at home and shelter in place and all of that. I've been recognizing with myself as well as people that I work with in my practice, in my coaching practice, that, it seems like a lot of us are facing parts in ourselves that we have either been hiding from ourselves or we've been covering up with distractions. And I think I had a previous video about distractions and noticing and things like that. So as time has worn on and, I think we've been collectively, individually and collectively, cycling through different emotions. I know a lot of my close friends and clients as well as me have been going through hope and positivity and feeling at peace and feeling a lot of joy about this opportunity, and then feeling intense grief around the loss of things, the loss of things we used to, activities we used to do, people that we want to see, plans we had, things for the future that now look uncertain. Maybe people in your community that you've actually they've lost their lives. So many different layers of grief. And then anger too, anger at some of the limitations and not being able to trust media, trust the news, or trust information that we're receiving. So feeling anger and all kinds of things. So I think a lot of us have been cycling through these emotions. And for me too, I have been coming up against parts of myself that do not feel comfortable. One thing I talked about in my newsletter was this seeing the ways that I'm still looking for external validation. And, I have shame about that. So it brings up shame. And anyway, so all this was going on, and I was trying to write about this. I was trying to write about, the different strategies we have, the coping strategies that we've put in place to not have to feel these uncomfortable emotions, and how even my own coping strategies don't seem to be working anymore. Places where I used to think I had control, I don't have control anymore. And just all the things that are surfacing around that. And then one morning, as I was in the process of writing about this, I woke up and it was almost like somebody was talking to me. I've never really had this before. And before I even woke up, the word compassion, know more about compassion. It just came through as I was waking. And then I just knew to listen, I needed to learn more, study more about this idea and practice of compassion. So I listened to Pema Chodron, who I don't actually listen to very often. I like her. She's not one of the teachers I've really leaned on. But for some reason I knew when it came to the word compassion, I just thought about her, and I listened to a talk that she gave, or a teaching, and she talked about a practice, I think it's called Tonglen. I could be messing that up, I'm sorry. But the practice of sitting with your own suffering or pain and finding deep acceptance and compassion for it, and in the process, releasing other people from that suffering. So I will feel the suffering of the world, the pain of the world, to release others from that suffering, if I understand it correctly. Anyway, so then I realized, oh, I'm missing, in all of this, I've been missing self-compassion. And isn't this funny? Because this is actually what I do in my work with people. When I look at the work that I do, I'm really being a guide to bearing witness to these parts in people that they're not at peace with, or that feel unresolved, old wounding, things like that. And that I'm actually helping them to bring more compassion to themselves by helping them bear witness to it. And then I was like, oh, it's time for me to do more of that too. So I guess my encouragement to you is, what are the things you've noticed in yourself over this time that feel uncomfortable, that still feel painful, that you've been trying to hide from? And can you bring more witness, and not only witness, but actually lean into those parts and find compassion? Because guess what? When we find more compassion for ourselves, it's a natural flow that we have more compassion for those around us and the world at large. This is very much needed. So an invitation to self-compassion. And if you want and need support around bearing witness for that, reach out to me. It is something that you are capable of doing on your own, but it is helpful to have a guide and support around that. So much love to you. I hope you're well, and enjoy this beautiful day. Bye.